Hi everyone, this is Misty and I'm going to show you how to do a eye manipulation today. I've already got an eye that I am comfortable with using, mainly because I've already manipulated this eye before. One of the first things I like to do to an eye is I like to add some burn and dodge to it. And by the way, I am using Adobe Photoshop. This is an older version. I'm not up to date because, well, newer versions are ridiculously pricey. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to burn. Now what burning does is add some darkness and shadows. I have mine set at about 76% exposure and I've got midtones, and I'm using about 100 size soft brush. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to simply go around the iris. I am using a tablet, by the way. I'm not using my mouse, which makes it a little bit easier. A tablet is basically an electronic pen, an electronic tablet, which basically lets me draw on the image that I'm working on. It's a lot easier. Anyway, now that I got that part done with the eye, I'm going to dodge. Dodging is adding highlight, as you can see here, how I'm doing this. And just adding a few here and there. Not much. And then I just kind of like to scatter a little bit of highlight throughout the color of the iris. This is before doing anything else to the eye. I like to do this first. And I don't want to go too crazy. But the thing about it is the more scattered you do it, the more original it is. Okay, so the eye already looks slightly different. The next step is I'm going to select my brush, and I got about a size 200 soft. I'm going to make sure my color is white, and I'm going to duplicate my layer. I'm not going to name it because I keep up with them. If you're more comfortable naming them, feel free. Anyway, real quickly here, I am going to just throw this white right on top of the iris. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to come over here to my layer palette, and I'm going to go down to saturation. Boom. Now the eye color's gone. So now I have a completely gray and fresh color to work with without taking the color out of the entire image. Now I have to decide on a color for the eye. I'm going to go with blue. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to create a new layer this time. Again, if you want to name it, feel free. I don't bother. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick a decent shade of blue that I like. Let's see, let's go with this right here. And I am going to color, again, the inside of the eye. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to reach the edges because the edges are dark anyway, so it's not going to show up there. And then I'm going to go to my palette again, and I'm going to click overlay. Voila, I have a blue eye. And as you can see, the dodging that I did comes through. Now the next step, I'm just going to play here for a minute. I'm going to get a little bit of a lighter shade of blue, and I'm just going to kind of real quickly here go around. Real simple there. And I'm going to put this in here where I did my highlights. The more like non-perfect this is, the more natural it looks. If I was to just make a perfect circle around there, it really wouldn't look like a proper iris. So anyway, now as you can see, this is how I do this. And you can do this with any colors. You can do it with pink and purple. You play with it. What I've created is kind of an electrical blue looking eye now. And you can do so much with this. There's so much you can do. Your options are practically limitless when it comes to this. Explore your options, play with things, experiment. You're working with new layers. So working with new layers is beneficial. That way if you mess anything up, you know where to go. So with each new thing I do, I create a new layer. Now that I've got the eye where I want it, I'm going to create another layer. This is going to be my makeup layer. And again, since we're just playing around right now, I'm not really working on anything that I'm probably going to submit to DeviantArt. I am going to play with some eye makeup now. So I got my new layer, and I'm going to pick a brush, size 200 soft. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm just going to throw this on here. Now there is something I want to show you real quick. Now this is kind of the same method I did with the iris, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a different way to do this. Since I've already got the new layer, I'm going to go ahead and do a soft light on it. This is good when you're doing the makeup because it really helps you. Now you'll see what's going to happen here. It's already there. Now you can see she's got a nice blue eyeshadow now. And you know, you can bring this down to the bottom of the eye, like so. You can do any color you want. Me personally, I like playing around, like finding all kinds of different color combinations and, you know, different ways to do things. We may want to have it pink down here at the bottom instead of blue. And that's another thing. You can always go over this. You know, you don't have to go back and remove the blue. You can just go over it. It's not going to hurt anything. And also, since you're working on a new layer, anything you don't like, you can just go back and erase, and it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, since this little screen recorder is telling me I'm running out of time, I'm going to go ahead and show you the next couple of steps. Now again, you don't have to stop here. Be as crazy as you want. You can do rainbow colors, anything. One thing that benefits is this eye, whoever this belonged to, they already had a little bit of eyeshadow on. So it creates a nice little sparkle right in there on the eyelid. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my manipulations folder, and I'm going to be getting out some textures. Textures is how you create the atmosphere around the eye, is what I like to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one. This is just a kind of a fractal light thing. Looks like somebody was running around with sparklers or something. And I'm going to select this all. I'm going to copy it, and I am going to paste it on top of my eye. Now, sometimes they're going to be smaller, sometimes they'll fit. When I run into something like this, I just open up my transform underneath my edit, and I scale. And I just take each side of it, and I will drag it where I need it to be in the picture. And it didn't distort it, so I'm good there. Then I'm going to go down and boom, click overlay. And voila, look at this crazy outfit I got now. Now you're probably looking at that and saying, okay, that looks cool, but now the eye is all messed up. Easy fix. You go to your eraser tool and you do this. Real simple. Change the size of your eraser brush to, you know, adjust it as you need. Erase wherever you want. Keep it wherever you want. It's up to you. And you don't have to stop with one background. You can keep going. You can put anything on top of this. I'll give you another example. Let me go into my glitter folder, and I'm going to pick a glitter texture out. Let's see. Let me find a real good glitter texture here. Let's go with this one. Okay, we're going to select it again and copy it, and we're going to paste it. Now I know this one is a small one too, so I'm going to have to scale it again. And this is one thing I love about this, is when you scale this kind of stuff, it sometimes it won't distort, but sometimes they're small enough and they go right where you need them. Okay, I've overlaid it again. Again, I've got a big old sloppy mess, but again, you do this. Just go over it. Go over it however you need to. You can erase from anywhere. And it doesn't bother this because this is another layer. When you copy and paste something on top of your image, it automatically makes it a new layer. So you're not messing up anything. So right here, now I've got my eye with a really cool, you know, glittery and electrical looking design. And again, you can keep going, you know, play with it, experiment, do whatever you want. Um, you know, you can add color all over the skin. You don't have to just focus around the eyes. You know, it's up to you. The limits are endless when it comes to this kind of stuff, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun to see what you can create, and I can almost guarantee you, you won't create the same thing twice. And, you know, once you're done, if you're like me, you use DeviantArt. I submit it. Be sure you give credit to the artist. Good eye pictures are hard to come by, and that's another thing I wanted to stress is when finding an eye picture. You do need to find an eye picture that is very good and clear. You don't want blurry eyes, out of focus eyes. Not any eye will do. You need a nice, good, clear eye, good pixels and everything. They're so much easier to work with. And, you know, it gets so fun after a while. You know, you just never know what you're going to create. Like right now, I'm looking at this and I'm half tempted to go ahead and finish it and submit it. But anyway, I hope my tutorial helped. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This was my first video tutorial, so I probably sped through a lot faster than I wanted to. But as you can see, it's really simple and basic. It's really not that hard. So maybe if this gets some good reviews, I'll do a couple more on other things you can do with eyes, and maybe even faces and full body art. That's a little bit further down the road for some people, but this gives you an idea that it's a lot more simple than you think. And if any of you use my tutorial, I'd love to see what you guys create using it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here before the recorder cuts me off, and I hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.